Alrighty, everybody, here we are. It's earlier because I'm here alone, so I can stream a little earlier. And today we're gonna redesign yet another Yu-Gi-Oh card because why not? We will play Final Fantasy VII tomorrow, and today we're gonna take care of this Stone Ogre Grotto. Now, the word grotto makes me think about a cave. So I don't know if this is supposed to be a cave. I don't know if this is supposed to be eyes or a visor or something, but we'll see. In the meantime, I'm gonna open, since I'm alone here still, I'm gonna open my where is it, my Dual Masters reference, because I'm gonna try to draw a little bit from it, no pun intended. So for this one, I've done a number of rocky creatures, so it shouldn't be exceedingly difficult, but we'll see what comes of it. Obviously the Stone Star from Dual Masters is whatever, you know, it's the first thing that kind of comes to mind when I see this, because obviously it's made of stone, but I can draw from others too. I actually got a pretty good selection here of cards that have very awesome, that are pretty awesome poses, and I'm gonna just borrow a little bit from these for the Stone Ogre Grotto. We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this on my other screen so that I can quietly reference that. Now, it's still kind of hot, so I'm probably gonna have to remove some of my garments every now and then and put them back, because it's hot but also cold at the same time. So I hope you can hear me well. Trying to stay as close as I possibly can to the mic without sticking it into my mouth and without hitting it with the pen. Let's get started. So yeah, what do I want to do with this? I've done a bunch of poses that were like central, basically like radiating lines, so I might not want to do that for this. I have to figure out what that is. I'm assuming this is some sort of visor. A behemoth shaped by giant boulders. Okay. Yes, well, it looks like metal the way it's rendered, but I'm gonna use the triangle brush, yes. So let's see, what can we do? We could have a more imposing pose, since it's a rocky monster, and also because I have 2 hours, I'm probably gonna take a little longer to just figure out the pose. Because I'm now back to Clip Studio, someone is gonna complain that the lines are a little more sketchy, but it's fine compared to the one we had last week, I guess. I don't think I've updated that latest follower thing. It's still reading from before, so that's not good. Still staying obelisk 6766, which is not the latest follower on Twitch. It's been stuck for a while, together with the follower count or subscribers count on YouTube. In fact, I could be a YouTube partner right now if I wanted to, but I don't know if I do. I'm probably going to apply one of these days. In the meantime, actually, well, there is nobody here, but I want to mention, and I'll mention it again, that I actually launched the Patreon. I was about to forget about it, but here it is. No, I don't care about this. So this is the Patreon. We got one free post for now. I'm gonna post once per week. I'll try to at least every Wednesday, I believe. I already have the next monster lineup. So if you want to get monsters, yeah, head over to patreon.com/theartofnemo. I'm gonna be posting source files for the monsters that I do. So those are gonna be good for 2D RPGs, like mostly, I guess, or tabletop RPGs as well, because I have these like very open card templates, basically descriptions, so they can be used for anything really. And I'm planning on actually making simple playing cards or collectible cards, so I'm going to be printing some of these in foil hopefully, and we'll see how that goes. But that's the Patreon, so if you're interested, if you want to chip in, even just founder, or you can join for free if you want. I'm going to be posting free stuff every now and then, like for the free tier. Otherwise, founder, anything is enough, anything helps. I really appreciate your support, because, you know, making art is not easy, takes time, and it's not very it's not you know, a thing you do for money usually. So if I can support myself but just by making these monsters, that would be great if I could. So if you feel like, head over to patreon.com/theartofnemo. Thank you. And I'm gonna repeat it again probably, but this also makes me notice I forgot my water, so hold on a second. Alright. Okay, so let's get to it. Finally. So as I said, I might just make a little bigger. Your sketch. Oops. Where was the... I forgot the button. What was it? I forgot. Anyway, I'm gonna have to reassign it. Probably. I'm just gonna make a square and see how it fits into the square. This is basically like not even designed. Like it's really bad. This is real trash. This is what I can consider a trash card, honestly. So how can we do this? It doesn't even need to have a humanoid body. Like since it's called Grotto, why is it not an actual cave? It could be like a living cave or something. Just you know, trying to figure out what this could be, just brainstorming ideas. And something like this could work already. It's got maybe a path that leads into it. This is a little more like landscape or environment design, I guess. But it's still a card, so whatever. PVOC. PVOC. It's been raining a lot today here, and yet it manages to be fairly hot. This is one idea. I don't know if I'm going to pursue it, but no, I want both. It's not taking it. Why? Oh, it's not that. What the? Oh, I already did. Okay. Alright. No, why is it not copying it? This is so strange. It should copy both layers. It doesn't. Oh, whatever. I don't know why it doesn't do that, but it doesn't matter. At this point, I will just duplicate this like that and erase this. if it does indeed have a humanoid shape. Why is it not like coming in with the hands? Something like this, perhaps. Whenever I draw something that's made of rock now, I keep thinking about the theme of the taluses from Zelda, either Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. It's the same theme. So my son is actually able to defeat taluses now. That's a pretty big achievement for him. At least stone taluses. I'm surprised by the progress he's got with this game. I was not able to play these complicated games at the age of not even 5 years old. I sucked really badly even at like the Ninja Turtles game. The Hyperstone Heist. So yeah, I guess modern kids are smarter. Or he had a good teacher also. Except I suck at video games. No, I don't suck at Zelda. I don't suck at RPGs that much, I guess. Not that much. Maybe a little bit. Not entirely. Okay, something like this might already work. So one of the feet is here. Maybe the other. How about this? This does not do this. I mean, this comes over. Maybe it comes over on this side. And then, oh, a little too much. This one has like charging a punch. Maybe, because I don't know if I want that hand to be like that. Probably do. Or that's a punch. It's like smashing the ground, probably. If I move it, should I shrink it a little bit? Because I want it to look like it's. I'll probably shrink this dude. It looks a little better in the other angle. Let me go back to it. Yeah, because it's sending the viewer back down. So this cannot be like this. At the same time, this could be open. I like the idea of arms being like this. You know what I mean? So this is the shoulder, then there is a small biceps or a smaller upper arm, and a big, bulky forearm. I have a soft spot for that for some reason. I don't know why, but I always like it. So now there's a problem, like here. This is a problem. I do like the composition in general. It's not too bad. Although this one might need... I don't like the way this leg is set up. I could even squeeze it like this, so forcing this sort of almost fisheye perspective, like very, very close, almost distorted. Let's see if I duplicate this and take this away. Let's leave it there. It's not set in stone. Huh. It's not set in stone yet. So I'm so funny today. Must be because I'm alone. Maybe propping it, maybe propping it up a little bit. Instead of down. Then this would have... I feel like I might be zooming in a little too much. A little bit much. By the way, I want to mention it again for the people on YouTube who are currently watching. I just launched a Patreon. So if... Can I see the front? Wait a second. Viewing as public. No, I can't see as a public person. As a general person. So let me do like this with the private window. I don't know why I closed it before, but basically this is my Patreon. Feel free to join. It's absolutely free to start with. Like if you want to support me with one of the paid membership plans, I also very much appreciate that. I don't know if I will do it through YouTube, so because YouTube takes like 30% or more, Patreon only takes about 10, depending on how expensive the tier is. So obviously it takes a little more for the lower tiers, it takes much less for the higher tiers. With YouTube I get almost nothing. So if you feel like supporting me, Patreon is really the way to go, or itch. But I'm gonna be posting everything on Patreon, like premium stuff, packs, source files, everything is gonna be on Patreon from now on. So and I can keep making monsters better than these. I have a lot actually lined up. One is ready. It's something with many bones and a little draconic. Wonder what it is. And then for the future ones, I've got 50 drawings, or like 50 sketches already made, even more than that. That just need me to have a little more time to dedicate to it. That's why I launched Patreon, because I would like to be able to offer these like the way I see them. So instead of just working on commissions, Patreon would allow me to create these monsters for RPGs faster, obviously, and according to my view, which would be awesome, because I have a view, or I have an idea about how they should look. So if I could do that full time, that would be great. That's my end game. And then maybe, hopefully, at some point, even release a card game, or collectible cards anyway. A thing that I'm working on, as I said before, I am actually waiting for the stickers to come. They should be here in about 11 days. I bought them from Sticker Mule, so I should be able to offer stickers if they are good enough. We'll see. If the quality is good enough. Meanwhile, I'm really not happy with that leg. Maybe I should. Can I tilt it? I should tilt it this way. This is not bad. Tilt it a little bit this way with the ground that's going like this. And instead of that, maybe you can have a fist. So, and then obviously it's got like a little more like a form sort of thing. And then if I want, I could even upgrade this. But I feel like it doesn't really have to hit the corner here. There's a little bit of an empty spot, but I don't think it's that heavy, is it? I kind of like it being tilted. I like this one. It's just a golem, basically. It's not really anything spectacular. But I want to explore. So this one is not too bad, so I'm gonna keep it. Put it somewhere else. But I want to explore other things, other ideas, like the actual grotto. The grotto. I want to explore. So I'm not gonna do this because I like the other. I guess yeah, I like that. So I'm gonna remove this. Let's see what happens if I ask Google. Google, please show me some grottos. Stone grotto. So they're like little caves, basically. They're not even caves. They're like small grottos. But I always think about caves because that's more or less how you say it in Italian. So, except that ends with A. Maybe just a little bit. Oh, wait a second. Let me see. Is this like supposed to be a grotto? Like just the head? Is that like water? Are we seeing inside? If anyone in the chat that knows more about this than me on YouTube wants to hop in and tell me what's going on here, feel free to, because I am going in completely blind. Like, is this? This looks like it could be the inside of the grotto. So maybe the head is open. I could do it there too, but. Okay, how about this? How about it's got a big opening in the body. It's kind of like the Fear Gorta that I made for Chase. He's gonna pop in about half an hour probably. At least by chat. So what if it's like it's got a giant, excuse me, a yawn. Didn't sleep much. I had weird dreams about me selling computer components. Because I've been buying some older parts yesterday. Well, trying to at least. To make a computer to resell. Hopefully a pretty good profit. So that's what I believe that is a face. I mean, that is a hole in the face. Which again can be implemented here, but in this case, it kind of loses the emphasis on the head. So what if I bring it back here? What if I bring it back to... I mean, I could even recycle the pose. Yeah. Probably not. Probably not. I don't know. I could do something similar. Let's see. Like a grotto face. Except this is like a natural cave, not one of those. They're made by people. There could be like a little statue inside or something, like a little shrine. Perhaps. Something like that. What if it's like this? It's like giant lips. That feels weird. Is it? Can I see this from the back office? Yeah, I can. Well. Wish I could use some different music. It's been a while now. And I've only been using this royalty-free music for the streams. This is like literally a living cave. Which I kind of prefer. But they would definitely need to have like spider-ish legs, so I wanna. What if I keep it bipedal? Bipedal. Something like. So this is a little less classic golem, like that. And it's just trying to follow that pose there, but maybe a little more weird. Excuse me, weird. Go smaller and turn. You have like maybe something like that. It's like quite literally a walking cave in this case. So I don't know if this fits the perspective, because right now it's basically almost a side view, which I don't like. I might bring back this idea. I don't like this. You know what? I can work on the concept first, in case I have plenty of time. So I can work a little bit on the concept before committing to a pose. Instead of working on the pose at the same time, I can work on some sort of idea first. So you could have like tiny arms maybe. Or it could be you only have half of the body with like movable parts. Man, I keep yawning. Kind of makes me think about that thing that sticks on the ceiling in Zelda. I know I keep referencing Zelda, but we're playing it, so it reminds me of that. Ogre should have the shape of an ogre though. I could take my ogre, so this could be like fat. My goblin, and again, why don't we a normal face and then a big man. If I were allowed, Chase is not here, if I were allowed to use some of the sketches from the Grotto, I don't like this. I'm gonna go back to the square. This is a toughie. Might just go for the other one if I can't find anything I'm happy with in the next 20 minutes or so. Ah, hey, I'm starting to have bad sniffles again. How awesome. I'm gonna blow my nose. I wonder if I'll be able to put a pop filter back here, because the one I got is really too large to use it for what I need. That is basically art. Mostly art. Gaming is not that big of a thing for me yet. I wish it was sometimes. No, I don't know. I still prefer doing art than playing video games, since neither is giving me, or okay, to be fair, art is giving me something to eat. To a degree. Only when I work on commissions. How about this? I know it's not very understandable right now, but I promise it makes sense. A little bit. So this would be like the entrance to the cave. Or grotto, whatever you want to call it. And maybe even a little more. This, if it's not in the middle of the, it's better if it's not in the middle of the picture, obviously. Now I still dig the idea. Let's make an ogre, just an ogre, like a normal whatever. Can have many shapes, so let's make like a fat. Well, I like the one I made for the goblins, which is basically an ogre, or Shrek. So this is basically it. Fat dude walking. It's a stone golem. It could be like the opposite instead of being fat. But this could have like stalagmites, and then the head is just, doesn't even need the head. I don't know. Probably. What if it's, or maybe like a dummy head, because he's a dummy. I could do like a marshmallow man pose. So we're obviously seeing the ceiling of the cave here. And I still made it more or less the center, which is not good. Raleigh. Yeah, it's like walking towards the camera. The head could be like something like extremely proxy. generic. Really looking up to it. Not because it's an example to follow, obviously. Oh, it's an ogre-ish shape. Wonder if I can adapt that so that it's got the pose of that and some of this, because I do like the idea of the big. It's not a new idea again because I've done monsters with a big mouth instead of a chest, but I don't know if I dig the fact that it's got a cave instead of the face. That's a little strange. A little strange. No. Hey, yo, Daniel. You like the card? Welcome, by the way. I know it's early for you. Welcome at this early hour. You like the card? I really don't. I really don't like this one. It does look like metal or obsidian. But do you think this is the grotto that's mentioned in the name, like the opening? I think it's got an opening instead of the face. Because initially I did not do that, but I could even consider just making this like an opening. The point is that this one doesn't really reflect that. Yeah, well, I thought the face was glass initially, especially this part. And it's got like 3 reflective things. I don't know. I don't think that's the idea though, because otherwise, why is it Grotto? Like, it doesn't make sense. What's the original name of this card? I don't know. Yeah, like a visor, right? That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. So I don't know if I want this type of pose. So this is a grotto, but it's not an ogre, so probably a bad idea. Probably a bad concept. This one could work, I guess. Somehow. I could turn this more into a walking cave. But we're starting to bridge a little more towards the MTG realm, I guess. While a cave on the face is definitely more Yu-Gi-Oh-ish, I guess. Let's see if I can modify the previous one. So, what if this one has a face that is a cave?
It's a trap!
Yes, Matthews, it's a trap. Welcome in, sir. Fantastic Force thing is... yeah. Also gave me those vibes. The thing from the Fantastic Four. By the way, I'm gonna mention it again several times probably on end until I get sick of it, but I launched Patreon, so if you guys want to go there, joining is free. I will be posting some free content too, but obviously there are some tiers, so if you want to be a hero, there is the highest one, and I'm gonna be probably gonna be offering stickers soon for that, and maybe even the Visionary. At least for some of them, I will be giving away stickers a couple times a year, maybe once a month for the hero, depending on how many creatures I produce. Some posts are gonna be free. It's the content, the bit of lore and the content of with the tags and stuff like that for the monsters, and obviously the PSDs and sci files, whatever. Anyway, back to the drawing. Back to the future drawing. I don't know. This could work. I guess. Like stone face. It's more of a golem than an ogre, though. Given the original one is not an ogre either. Because an ogre would be more like a Shrek. I think about it gets me Shrek if I look for ogre. Jesus Christ, what the hell is this? What the hell? Stone Giant is probably a better translation, so that's what it is. Let's see. Well, let me see. Oh yeah, it literally says Stone Giant in Japanese. Okay, hey, cool. It does not need to be an ogre. So this would be absolutely good. Absolutely perfect. It's not even a grotto, so Stone Giant would work. Oops. In this form, because it is made of stone and it's probably a giant because I'm going to put some trees in there. I do like the opening at this point. I really would like to understand what these lights are. But the idea of it having an opening instead of the mouth, or instead of the face, is also somewhat interesting. So this is cool. The Michelin Man slash Ghostbusters Marshmallow Man pose running could also be a thing. Like maybe destroying the trees in its wake. Something like this. Like that's something like that. Stone Giant Rampage or something. Or this, or not this one, because it's not a stone giant, so let's get rid of this. I am tempted to just go for the empty face. I'm cruelly tempted. So this one gives the idea, come on. The idea of giant a little, listen, this. It gives the idea of giant a little more than anything else. If I can, maybe I should try to draw that in this sort of pose. I don't need these anyway. Right. So, what if I take this? And if we see it from the bottom, it's basically whatever golem at this point, since it's a stone giant. So it's whatever. Could even add some clouds or something. It's a giant, so it could even be like one of these. I have a similar pose for the tree. I remade a card version of the Cursed Tree Stage 3. 3 of the tree, which is this sort of pose. It's very imposing. This one is not bad. It just doesn't feel very much like a giant. This one does a little more. But I'm kind of running the risk of doing another card that's kind of... It's got a focal point in the center. This one is a little more third, I guess. That's roughly a third there. So it's not bad. Oops. I should have not done that. Boom, 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 boom. Here comes the talus. I could even repurpose these as my monsters at some point. In any case, they're not that similar, so it's whatever. This is not bad. Actually, I'm probably... Well, there are trees here, and maybe mountains. Maybe there's like a mountain here? Something like this? How about this? This gives a sense of depth or size, scale, I guess. I'm sorry for the time again, everybody. I know, especially you two, Matthews and Daniel, it's pretty early for you. So thanks for being here. I really appreciate. Sadly, Japan sucks as a country in terms of time zone, so that's all we have for now. Also, because I honestly find streaming in the evening quite relaxing. I don't know what else I would do. I could play a video game, but it's not as nice. It's kind of cool to just hang out with cool people. Oh, you like it? Matthews likes it. Cool. Ogre Giant, Eden, Colossus, Behemoth, Hulk, Goliath, Golem, Troll, Jotun. Jotun is from Norse mythology, right? There's quite a few names that are just loosely tossed around when they are hardly the same. Yeah. I'm gonna clarify those mountains. I think I'm gonna go with this though, with the open face. I like it. Okay, enough. It's almost 10, so I have to do it. I got an hour left, so let's go for it. This is really a giant, so no complaints about that. It's a real giant. Oops. I'm probably gonna have to move the microphone to the other side because it's mildly annoying. Where is it? Yes. Also, by the way, making a computer with parts that are oops, I lost my screen. That are used. Like, I literally put together a usable gaming computer for like $200. Including RAM. The only thing that it's probably going to cost me more is the PSU. Obviously, it doesn't have a case, but that's pretty good. It's got an AMD 5700 XT, which is not new, but it's better than 2070 Super, which is not too bad. And I've got an i5 9400F as a CPU, an ASRock Z370 motherboard. So it's not too bad. It's actually like it's comparable to a high-end or a medium, I would say a medium quality computer from like 2-3 years ago. And it's just $200. It's a steal. Just by buying used parts. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, let's blow this up. Let's go. Oof. For the mountains, I'm gonna have to work a little harder, probably. A little Arthur. Let's see. I don't want to do this. Let me get. Is there a Dual Masters card that actually has good stone textures? No. I'm gonna have to make it up. Because recently I'm digging more elemental stuff, or stuff that is a little, or not as complex. I'm probably gonna finish it on Monday. Ice Elemental for the Patreon, and and then the monster that I mentioned a while ago. That is a secret. It's a secret. It's a secret. So. Here, I guess it's gonna have like some stones or something. The head is gonna be obviously protruding a little bit, but not that much. I don't even know if I wanted to be able to tilt, because it's a cave. It's a dungeon. So this thing is actually a dungeon. I can rewrite the lore and make this a dungeon because it says Grotto. It's not, but because it was in the original in English, I'm gonna turn this into a dungeon monster, literally. Not because the monster is in a dungeon, but because it is a dungeon. I think that's a pretty cool idea. Oh, I'm gonna have to muster all those stone drawings that I made years ago when I was training. All those rocks. Again, it does not need to be 100% faithful to the original. I just thought it would be cool to make it a grotto versus not. Versus a normal giant, because the normal giant is really unappealing to me. So let's do, this can be just rock, I guess. But those Daniel, those all the different types of giants that you mentioned actually give me some ideas of monsters that I could do. I could make a Goliath type of monster. And Samson too. I can make like a monster that's Samson versus Goliath in one monster. These, so the reason why I like elemental monsters, or more, I would say, abstract monsters, is because I can just play around with shape design a lot. So now I can basically do whatever I want here with the rocks. There is nothing quite literally set in stone. Huh. And I might want to make the opening a little less rounded. Maybe there's a person here, I don't know. Hey yo, Saman, how's it going? Samson and Goliath in the same monster? Yeah, I don't know. It could be like half is Samson, half is Goliath. Like they're trying to pick on each other or something like that. Something like that. I don't know. How are you doing, Saman? Hope you're having a good day. I'm gonna mention it again. Memo. A memo. I launch Patreon, so if you guys are interested, feel free to head over to patreon.com/ you can't see it / the art of Nemo. And again, joining is free if you just want the free content. Otherwise, you're gonna get most of the PSDs and cards like this for the Quicksilver Serpent are gonna be premium, obviously. But you get it from the smaller, I think. Yes, from the smaller funder tier. So if you want to chip in and help create awesome monsters for awesome stories. Free from the chains of commissions. Yeah, Jotun is Norse, and I think it means irregular size because Fenrir is Jotun. Jormungandr is Jotun. And even the ice giants are Jotun. Okay, I thought... I didn't know Jormungandr was Jotun. I thought it was just that. The world serpent. Ice giants were never described as big monsters made of ice, but more like regular humans, barely bigger than normal. Even Loki's a Jotun, and he's smaller than most gods. Yeah, I actually heard that. In fact, when I was researching last year, I read last summer, not the past summer just now, but the previous one. When I was in Sicily, I read a book about Norse mythology because I played God of War, and indeed, when I was researching, I found out that most of the stories about giants were probably referring to like giant people. So people that are actually dysfunctional and giant, over like 6 feet or 7 feet or something like that, who exist. So I guess they were more maybe there were this kind of a genetic trait was more common in the north. I don't know. Probably. I assume, I guess. But yeah. Now, how am I gonna make this hand without reference? Because I don't have reference. I'm gonna embarrass myself. No, I can make a hand. I think I can make a hand without reference now. Maybe. Probably. Maybe. As far as I know, Loki is the opposite of what an ice giant was supposed to look like. I even saw a version where he was a small ice giant with fire powers. Really. The book I read, it was by Neil Gaiman, and it's a very good book. There were a lot of stories about Loki. Pretty interesting god or character, I have to admit. A god of mischief. Obviously very different from the Marvel rendition. But this reminds me that Loki season 2 is out. If you guys are interested, I have the Disney Plus. I did not have time to watch it, otherwise I probably would, because the season 1 was not too bad. There were a few things I did not enjoy, but mostly it was pretty good as a show. So this doesn't feel like a strong punch, does it? Eek. Let's see what we can do. Well, I mean, I'm probably going to handle the hands better than the original, although they're not too bad. Honestly, the hands are the least offending part, or offensive part. I have to admit. Or I could turn this into a superhero. So this is supposed to be smaller, obviously. And this is smaller still. Because it's a pinky. Anyway, Norse mythology is interesting. There's also a guy on YouTube named Bjorn Andreas Bo Hansen who posts like bushcraft videos and stuff like that. I like to watch it when I'm here because there's no winter. I'm literally in a t-shirt right now, so it's relaxing because there's a lot of snow where he films. He does bushcraft and whatnot. He talks about Norse stuff mostly. Sometimes he complains about things like COVID and whatnot and restrictions, but what he does mainly is like Norse related stuff, like bushcraft and whatnot. She's really interesting. For me, how is this here looking? Yeah, okay, the thumb really is really. God, I need a reference. I need to. Like, these probably need to be a fair bit different. I realize you can't quite tell what's going on for now, so I'm gonna... No, I can't do that because... Yes. Otherwise it's gonna be dark on the... I mean, it's okay. You know what? It's okay. Even if it's a little darker on the color. It's probably just gonna be the sketch for today. I might finish the others too in the next few weeks. Yeah, I imagine if their myths were based in reality, the ice giants were probably the Rus. IBN Fatland. Ibn? That's how you read it, Ibn? Fatland also seemingly described the Rus in full tattoos as we imagine Vikings in pop culture. Yes, I guess. That I don't know much about, admittedly. Or maybe I did know and I forgot because names. As always, me and names. Also, why am I using brush size 8? It should be 4. God damn. Okay, never mind. It's just gonna be a big sketch. It's a bigger sketch. Boom. So this is still gonna be Stone Ogre Grotto. No giant. No giant. There's a piece sticking out here, which is fine, I guess. I should probably like make it look a little more like it's made of stones interlocking rather than one big stone. Oh, Iban, okay. He was the Arab explorer that explored the Viking world. The 13th Warrior movie is loosely based on him. I see. The 13th Warrior. I've not watched that. You might have mentioned it sometimes though. Did you? Because I kind of rings a bell. So I wonder if you did mention it before. I could do something like this. And for the legs, I'm gonna draw some inspiration from these, or not. The more I look at it, the stone pattern is not actually that bad, actually. Actually, it's not actually that bad. Oh man, I'm noticing that when I talk now, I'm starting to ingrain some of those weird translation issues that Japanese has. Because I translate it so often, like, I'm starting to sometimes come up with sentences that are weird like that. So like, it could not be helped. Or, it was understood. Clearly that is not correct. Oh god. It's okay. Hopefully my smallest kid is gonna pick up English a little faster, so I don't have to use Japanese anymore. I can use her as a translator. She seems capable. She's very serviceable. She actually folds laundry. She's 2 years old. She folds laundry and wipes the dining table with a wet cloth when we're done eating. That's really weird. That is weird. But yes. Sorry, I was I keep going off on that tangent. I don't know. Antonio Banderas plays Ivan, and it's kind of a weird fantasy show. Okay. Well, I mean, most of the movies I think all of the movies I watch with Banderas are comedic to a degree. You can't take Zorro seriously. That's a great movie, by the way. The first one, The Mask of Zorro. I think it's called The Mask of Zorro. Probably the first one. That one's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Second one, not as much, but I like the first one because of the whole training situation. Sorry, not situation. Training. Yes. Training situation. Oh, it's not working?
We've got a sticky situation.
Took a while. We got a sticky situation. A sticky situation. Just, man, if you're expecting a historical... Oh, no, I'm not expecting that. If Banderas is in the movie, I'm not expecting that. I like him as an actor, just not... I also like Ben Stiller, for example, but I wouldn't see him in a serious movie. I think he might have done some, but... Or starred in some, but I just cannot see him as a serious-ish actor. Right now, it just looks like it's got a problem with its crotch here. Let's add more stones. The poor thing is not so engulfed with prostate issues. Okay, how about this? Let's borrow a little bit from Gundams. It cannot be helped. Oh man, I wish I had a PS5. I want to play... I don't have time, but I really want to play God of War Ragnarok. I really want to play that game. I don't know, if I sell... I made this kind of deal with myself. If I sell enough computers... like resell enough, I might be able to afford a PlayStation 5. But then I would not be able to play it, likely. So... I really want to play that game. Has any of you guys played Ragnarok? That looks so much better than the original God of War on PS4. Gotta paint that rock hard crotch. Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's got a suspense. It's called suspensor, right? Suspender. What is it called? The thing they shell. A nutshell that they wear for football. A nut case or nutshell. Basically. Nut protection. I have both, but hardly played the first one, really. Like, you don't like it, or just no time, no chance? Yes, the Athletic Cup. Also known as the Shell. Also known as Nutshell. Nut shield. A nut shield. Okay, we got something to play around with here. It's gonna be a little better. A little better. probably want to enlarge this here a tiny bit. By the way, I hope I'm seeing all of the chats on YouTube. Let me know if I missed something, because sometimes it does that. Oh, you didn't like it? Okay. Yeah, I guess it's not your genre. But you like open world, right? Because FF12 is one of your favorite games, and God of War is really not open world. I enjoy it because I don't like open world that much. I do not dislike it, but I don't hate. But I don't, you know, if I can choose, I would probably play God of War versus a more open world-ish game. I like to be spoon-fed. You only see yourself in Saman. Okay, yeah, I don't see any other from Saman, so it's cool. Because sometimes I notice it does not relay YouTube messages. Restream does not do that, so let's add more. Here's the rock. I'm probably gonna have to vary the size of some of these. So this does not feel much like a punch, because I can see too much of the. It looks like it's doing like it's like doing oh. No, let's. What if I close it? You shouldn't be able to see that much of that punch. Like this is better, probably. You know, emphasize this. Oh, you don't have a preference. I see. I don't know. I really enjoyed that game. Okay, so what do you? I think you might have mentioned this already. But what do you think about Spider-Man? Or have you played Spider-Man for the PS4 or Miles Morales? Because I think we talked about it. I don't know if it was you who did play it. Apologies if not. That is open world, more or less. It's a city, so it's fairly open. It's fairly large. But you see, like games like Horizon Zero Dawn, that did not click with me for some reason. It was not for the open world though. It was mostly for the story I did not like. Or the character. Aloy was not really my cup of tea. I don't even want to see this. Sure this. Never played Spider-Man except for the old N64 game where Scorpion is purple. Newest Spider-Man looks kinda cool. Yeah, another game I want to play. That's why I want a PS5. I want to play God of War. I want to play, obviously, Final Fantasy 16. 7 Remake Part 2. I didn't play the first one. I want to play that. So, ideally, I'm going to get a PS4 for Christmas and then never use it because, hey, I got to play so many games that I'm going to leave and go back to Italy way before I can even start one of the games, given how busy I am nowadays. I literally have no downtime these days. And this is my downtime. I'm streaming. Otherwise, not really. I could do it in the evening, but then I could not stream or do other things like getting things ready for the next day or stuff like that. I probably want this to be a tad bigger. It feels kind of weird. Maybe open would be better. I'm gonna do an open variation. Or variant. Alright, let's try to channel that Bob Ross now. With these hills and mountains. Slightly try to channel the inner Bob Ross. These are tall mountains, they're gonna be snow-capped. Channeling my inner Bob Ross. There you go, trees, look at that. This thing is huge, man. Look, would you look at that? Okay. Okay. Oops, I forgot something. Yeah. And this needs to go. Oh no, maybe there's a river that flows down here or something. And clouds. I just like God of War because the enemies seem like HP spawn just. And they made Baldur a scruffy bad guy. Yeah, I know that Baldur is not a bad guy in the lore. Or in the... not lore, in the like... in the legends. He's really not that bad of a guy. I was surprised because obviously I read that after the game. I was like, oh look, Baldur is actually a hero. So yeah, Baldur was kind of annoying and you really wanted to kick his ass in the game. So if you like Baldur as a figure, as a like mythological figure, yes, I can understand why you might be not wanting, you might not want to play that game that much. A bit. And then I take this. Oh, even bigger than that. I don't know. Punch or no punch? Anyway, if anyone is interested in Norse mythology, I really highly recommend the book by Neil Gaiman. That is very interesting, very thorough, and very nice to read. Like, I really appreciated the way he writes, actually. That was my favorite thing. He's not overbearing or, you know, annoying or anything. He's not too slow. He's not too fast. He actually delivers just the right amount of information. So that was a good read. Did you read that book, Daniel? Oh, yo, Industrial Media Chase. Good morning to you. Oh, right, I realized it's actually much earlier. Because I thought... right, usually I start at 10. I start at 9 today, so... yeah, I'm probably going to have to start... oh, not have to, but I'm probably going to start at 9 tomorrow too, so don't worry if you're not here at the beginning of the game. Hopefully you can give me some hints before I actually play so that I know what to expect. I want to go with this. Yeah, how is it going, pal? Yeah, I mean, you don't need to write like everything in detail. Just tell me what I have to be careful about in the next couple hours of the game. Like, I'm gonna go to Mount Nibble. You don't need to write like a walkthrough, obviously. Just, you know, just don't forget or this or that, and I won't forget it because I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep the file open when I, or the conversation open when I play. So I'm not gonna forget that. Probably. If I'm still alive. I am fairly sure I'll be able to stream tomorrow because my kids went to the grandparents. So unless I'm sick or something, I should be able to. It doesn't look like I'm getting sick for now, so hopefully. In fact, I'm actually hungry because I ate earlier. I ate around 6:30. So I am gonna have to eat some cookies before I sleep. There are just a few things you need to know when you go there. I went right a walk. Okay. Nah, I like the previous version. It just looks like a weird punch. And probably, you know, go straight. Go straight here. Something like that. Baldur is the most most beautiful and respected god, the arbiter of gods and man. And when he died, every living thing wept for him. Yes, I remember that part. So they didn't even use that in any way, just made the opposite. That's true. Then they did the same in Ragnarok with another extremely popular god. Yes. I think I know what you mean, or who you mean. Although that extremely popular god is not faultless, like flawless. Baldur was more like an idealized hero. Thor is not. If that's what you mean. Thor is actually, I mean, pretty bad in mythology too. And not necessarily bad, but it, you know, gets drunk and does stuff. Again, unless you mean someone else. I don't know yet. Oh, Odin. Okay. Yeah, Odin. I heard it was not, you know, that well true. But Baldur is like literally the opposite. Odin is still does some questionable things in the mythology too, I guess. I'm not liking this punch. God damn. Maybe I'll lower it a little bit like this. Thor is obnoxious. Yeah, I didn't play the game, but it looks like he might be. Okay, I'm gonna try to at least go ahead and color some of this because it's getting late. What time is it? 10:35. I got 25 minutes left. So I'm gonna go ahead and color this. And I'm gonna go with this, not the same colors obviously because I can't. So let me try to figure out a somewhat of a palette of some kind. So something like a complementary scheme. I did like the gameplay of that game a lot though. Honestly, the God of War one. And aside from what they did with the original material, I think the pacing is really well executed and the story is well written. Again, you have to do away with all possible references because they're not really matching, but I don't think I've ever seen a mythology accurate video game. All of them do their own thing to some extent. Yeah, the fact is that Baldur is really, really the opposite. I don't know how Ares, the actual God of War was in God of War 3. But it probably took license in that too. Obviously Poseidon was another god. There were many. Zeus. I don't know how they were. I'm pretty sure they did not make them matching in any way. So in any remote way. Right. So saturation for this needs to go down. Yeah, down to almost this. So this could technically go a little higher up. I know there might be some games that have accurate mythology. Age of Mythology. have you guys played that game? Age of Mythology. I was playing the hell out of that game when I was 12. No, wait. Not 12. I was 14. 14 more or less. Age of Mythology. I need snow-capped mountains here. I need to snow-cap these mountains. Yes, I do. And that hand can turn a little bit. So this is what, like that. I'm gonna go higher. And I'm gonna... Let's shed some light over this. Let's turn on the light. Damn, as a kid I almost completed the campaign mode of Age of Mythology. I did complete it. I did complete all of them. Like all of the civilizations. Interesting. Now I only played Age of Empires sometimes. RTS definitely isn't my genre. It was my genre. It was. Now it's not anymore. But it was. That, adventure games, Monkey Island, oh man. Monkey Island. I love Monkey Island. Haven't played the game ever since. Well, that's been a lot of years then. It's a lot of years. Yep. Clearly this is not okay value-wise. So let's figure it out. I think we can probably go blue, like dark blue for the sky. We want something like that probably. Yeah. Values are not very good here. Might have to go a little darker here. And then go back to that. A bit much, probably. It's sunny. It's a sunny day, so let's take advantage of this. Obviously, this thing is gonna have to cast a shadow here. Some sort of shadow. Maybe not that far. I should play an RTS game again at some point. I really should. I really should. A very large monster for only yes, that amount of attack and defense. But hey, it says giant. I don't make the words. It says giant. This is giant. I wanted him, it, them to be giant. So ain't this fine, sir? What is the problem with you, sir? Have you never not seen this kind of monster? Have you ever not seen this kind of monster, Mr. Sir? It is big. You've not seen a big monster until you've seen this. Okay, it's starting to be a little better now. Clearly we cannot add, oh, we could have added, you know, the, could be an apocalyptic, like, apocalyptic background, like, damn. That's not too bad. The sky is red. I kind of like that. Although it's kind of sunset like this, it's not possible for it to have that kind of lighting. I do like this color scheme though. I do like it. So what if I change... So let me add some clouds. Let me add some clouds here. And then I have to change the lighting for this kiddo here. So I'm gonna have to make it all dark again. And then go back here with a little more probably of that. And add lighting from... Oh, how about this? Only the top part is lit. Oh. I don't want to erase that. So the bottom part is not lit. The top part is. Only from one side. So why am I erasing again? So it's gonna be a little more orangish, I guess. But the bottom part is really in the dark. So something like this. It goes to that point and then stops. And this one's coming from there, so this is like lit, I guess. I don't know. By the way, Nemo, I had to pull a take out of my dog. Yes. Oh man. Yikes. That's horrible to do. I did it with my cats a couple times. Did not enjoy it. I definitely did not enjoy that. Thoroughly did not enjoy that. I thoroughly disenjoyed that. Let's say. I disenjoyed that. Tweezers. Yikes. Sounds painful. I know, I realize this is ludicrous as a monster. It's huge again for the attack and defense it's got, but I like it. It's a dumb idea, so. Just until here, and then the blur. This must be blurred here. Not too bad. Now, from a value standpoint, I can go with darker. Actually, maybe 1600 attacks makes sense. Machamp only has 130. And his next entry says he can punch 1,000 times per second. Another one says he can toss mountains. Damn. Let's go really dark with this here. This might need adjustment. I kinda like this. The fact that it's only got light from one side. And sunset. I might even make it a little more red. You're right, probably. Oh yeah. This is not bad. 1,000 mountains per second. Also, what do you mean by mountain? Because it's not a separated entity from anything else. Only if you think Machamp tossed mountains by punching. Yeah, I guess. I'm liking this very much, honestly. I'm liking this very much. Just need to add a little more atmosphere. I'm probably gonna do it on the top now, like haze, this kind of haze. Even on top of the drawing. Maybe bluish haze instead of purple. It's not too bad. The punch is kind of ludicrous. It doesn't even look like a punch that much, but Pokédex entries are funny. Like Matt Cargo's saying its body temperature is 16,000 Celsius. Yeah, hotter than the sun. Asterisk says it needs a specialized Pokeball. Not to melt anything else. Okay, this looks kind of good, except those things look like eyes, so I'm probably gonna have to downplay them. Also because in any case it's got reflected light here, so they're not gonna be that dark. Probably just a little bit like something like that. Like all this has got reflected light. This one from the bottom too. Yeah, bottom's got some reflected light. Ain't so bad. Ain't so bad at all. It doesn't look like this monster, but I like it. Anyway. It looks a little strange from the side though, admittedly. It's got nothing in common with the original one. Nothing. Maybe if I changed it to blue. Let's try a color variation at this point in the last 7 minutes. Oh, I wish I could change all of the layers together. Okay, let's change to blue. Yeah. Probably not. Probably not good looking. I don't know. I kinda like this. I kinda like that. It's, again, nothing in common with the original. I could remove saturation a little bit, but the point is, it kind of... Nah, I don't like it. I don't like it with the same, like made of the same material as that. The original looks like someone's rock collection when alive. Yours looks like a mountain giant. It's fighting an invisible enemy. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, Yellow says one arm can move mountains. And Fire Red says 1,000 punches in 2 seconds. Well, it's got you said Machamp, right? So it's got 6 arms. Or is it 4 or 6? I forgot. 6 arms, right? Stone Ogre Grotto looks like the Gorignac from Galaxy Quest, especially the face. What is a Gorignac? Gorignac. Oh. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it does. Maybe it was inspired by that. Or the thing. I could even throw in some lights. No, it's the opposite. It's like something like that, right? Something along those lines. It's completely different. I should probably use a different color scheme for this. Probably. It looks like teeth. T-E-E-F? What is that? What's teeth? Yeah, it's a little matte, so we could add reflections here, obviously. Oh, it's got a recolor too. Oh, just dumb way to say teeth. Okay. You mean because of the texture, it looks like teeth? A whirlpool of teeth. That could be a good idea for a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I'm gonna take parts, like random parts. I'm gonna start adding some shine to these. Okay, War Earth. Look, I can do it too if I want. See? Look, Mama, I can do this. Look, Mommy. I can do this. See? I can absolutely do this. Adding reflections here and there without reason. Pointless reflections. Yay! Pointless reflection, go. I was gonna say you could do an Etten or Eaton, then realize the Earth Titan in Disney Hercules is like a stone. Yeah, yes. I borrow a lot from those. Usually, like shape-wise. So I don't know, this one has a different color. Either or, I kind of like this. It's more uniform, but this one can work too, I guess. Just has to increase the contrast. A little more, use more black here, probably. Black reflection. Reflection. White reflection. Or white. I don't know, this is weird. I prefer this one, even if it's not matching that much. I really hated the numbers in Yu-Gi-Oh names. Yeah, well, I think they have become like canon, basically. There are lots of numbers, even without the hashtag. So anyway, all right, baby buddy, babies and buddies. I think I'm gonna call it a day. I believe. Thank you for being here. It was a weird redesign or reinterpretation. It is somewhat functional. You know, this is a little more close. It's a giant. It's a stone giant, like the original card name. So that should suffice. Tomorrow we will be here for FF7 starting at 9, I believe, ish. So I'm gonna try to stream for 2 hours. It's gonna be very early at your place. Don't worry if you cannot be here. I still appreciate if you wake up at 6 to be here, but Wayne Karibo number 10. Yeah, there are plenty that are like that. I think I know why the lights look like teeth. I might send an image in Discord. Okay. I like the more sandstone look. Yeah, I also prefer that. It's basically just a golem at that point. It's an alien golem, I guess. I don't know. I like this one. I might just, turn it into an illustration by myself, just for myself, because I like it. Whatever. So yeah, everybody, we're gonna be here in 24 hours, well, 22 hours, and I hope you will be part of the stream if you can. If you can't, it's fine. Again, before we go, I launched Patreon, so head over to patreon.com/theartofnemo, and yeah, if you want to support me, I would heartfully appreciate it. Heartfeltly appreciate it. If not, you can just join for free. You're still going to be able to see some of the content that I will be posting. It's going to be PSDs and source files for these, including obviously the high resolution images of the monsters and the slight lore that I wrote. I tried to fix my grammar with ChatGPT, but I wrote the lore, so I guess that's good. Did not quite work well out that well, but hey, it's fine. Okay, let's call it a day, and yeah, I'm gonna see you tomorrow for the next stream. Take care.